The schedule of one employee might depend on the schedule of another employee. As if scheduling individuals employee wasn't hard enough, right? Let's have a look at some of those situations. Sometimes employees should be assigned a shift during the same time as another employee. For example, when Dan is a new employee, he shouldn't be assigned a shift by himself, but he should always be accompanied by Ivy, who is assigned to be his mentor. We call this situation a required pair, as not pairing Dan with his mentor should break a hard constraint and make the schedule infeasible. At times, you'd like to pair employees, but it's not a big problem if it's not possible to do so. These are preferred pairs. These could be two employees making a good team, or people who'd like to carpool to work together. Ignoring these preferred pairs wouldn't make the schedule infeasible, but your employees would probably thank you if you could fit it in. Some companies and industries have policies against pairing two employees together. For example, Anne and Carl are in a romantic relationship together. Since their HR policy forbids them from working together at the same time at the same department, they shouldn't be assigned a shift like that. This is an example of a prohibited pair, as pairing these employees together would break a hard constraint and make the schedule infeasible. They might also have unpreferred pairs. An example here could be two siblings who have to take care of their elderly parents. Scheduling them at different times makes sure there's always one of them available to help out their parents. Ignoring unpreferred pairs won't make the schedule infeasible, but it will certainly help with employee satisfaction. When talking about pairing employees, we have to make a distinction between unidirectional and bidirectional pairing. Let's consider the previous situation where our new employee Dan is paired with his mentor Ivy. Such a mentor-mentee relationship is a typical example of a unidirectional pair. Dan isn't allowed to work without Ivy, but Ivy can still work even when Dan isn't present. There are other situations where two employees are tightly coupled together and neither should work without the other one present. If Beth is a surgeon and Carl their assistant, this could be an example of a bidirectional pair, as neither can perform a surgery by themselves. They should always be scheduled together. Having employees paired full-time often doesn't make sense. Beth and Carl have other activities besides performing surgery, and even Dan, our new employee, can probably do certain activities without his mentor Ivy present. To facilitate this, a shift could be tagged and the pairing can have a filter of when it's applicable. In the case of Beth and Carl, their bidirectional pairing should only take effect when they are performing surgery. This way, even when Carl is on holiday, Beth can be assigned non-surgery related shifts. So far, we've been talking about pairing two employees, but it doesn't stop there. In reality, a schedule can become a complex graph of uni and bidirectional pairings, where moving a single employee to a different shift can have a cascading effect which impacts your entire schedule. Sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? As shown in this video, creating a schedule which needs to take pairing rules into account on top of all the other constraints isn't trivial. Doing this manually for tens or hundreds of employees every week is extremely time-consuming and very tedious. We can take care of that for you. With built-in support for employee pairing and many other constraints, our employee shift scheduling API can create your schedule in no time. Check out our solutions and other content on Timefold.ai.